And example 15 really isn't new. However, oh, you know what? We're going to skip 15. This one is the difference of two cubes, which we didn't do. So let's jump to the division. The only thing that's new about division is, if you remember, if you have 1/2 divided by, say, 3/4, if you have one fraction divided by another fraction, you change it to multiplication by the reciprocal, and then you reduce. Okay, so that's the only thing that we're adding today, is if you have division, we're going to change it to multiplication by the reciprocal. So look at example 16. I'm going to take the division problem and you are flipping the second fraction, okay? It's by what you're dividing by is what gets flipped. And in example 17, I'll show you, I multitask with these because it's a pain to write everything out. So if there's any way to make my life a little bit easier, I try to do that. But what you're going to do is this becomes a multiplication problem, which is what we did yesterday. So you're just adding one little twist to the situation. So 2x minus 10 can get factored. There's a GCF. X squared minus 11x plus 30. This is x minus 5, x minus 6. And with x squared minus 6x, there's a GCF. So then I can do my canceling. You can cancel any numerator with any denominator, but you can't cancel across. So an x minus 6 cancels, x minus 5. And do you understand that the x's cancel? And that's 7 over 2. All right, then let me show you how I multitask with example 17. I flip and factor at the same time. It just cuts one step out. So watch what I'm going to do here. In 17, I can pull out the GCF, which is x minus 4, but I'm going to take it to a times, and I'm going to factor as I'm flipping. So x squared minus 6x plus 8 would be x minus 4, x minus 2, over, and so I'm flipping and factoring at the same time. If that's too much for you, don't do it. Take your time and flip it first, then factor. But if you can handle it, try to do it in one step there. So now, my x minus 4 cancels, my x minus 2 cancels, the x's cancel, and I get 4 over 5. All right, questions on 16 or 17? Not too bad. I mean, you just have to, maybe I'm going too fast with my factoring. All right, in example 18, all right, let me give you a head start on the 6x squared plus x minus 15. You're going to need to factor that, and then it becomes 1 over. And you understand there's a GCF of x. Now, I mentioned this yesterday, but it is certainly worth repeating. With 6x squared plus x minus 15, there's no GCF, and there's a number in front of x squared, so it's the more difficult factoring. But there's a 99% chance that it probably has a 3x plus 5 in it. You get that? Like, that's like the little hint. So I'm going to try it, 3x plus 5. Well, to get 6x squared is a 2x. To get a minus 15, this would have to be minus 3. You get where that's coming from? If I'm going to guess 3x plus 5, I need to get 6x squared. Now check it. 3x times 2x is 6x squared. The outer is minus 9x plus 10x. That's plus 1x. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. This is going to work the majority of the time. So then it's not so bad. So I have a 3x plus 5 cancels. In the top, I have 2x minus 3. And in the bottom, it's 4x squared times x. That's 4x cubed. I cannot cancel the 2 with the 4 or the x with the x cubed because in the top, those are terms. Okay, those are terms. All right, any questions? All right, that finishes the notes, right? That's what I have. All right, so you've got about 20 minutes, and your job is to finish the back of the worksheet.